Hello, the internet, and welcome back to Road Hazard. On today's episode, we're going to button up some stuff on the Buick, because I have made a list. And that list it culminates with Hot Rod Power Tour 2025. So we've got some work to do to get this thing 100% bulletproof before we get to that. And we're going to take care of it while we're doing this episode here. So, we're going to start, I should say. I'm actually recording this after I have finished the video because I went and sat down to edit and the introduction clip was corrupted. Yeah, so what we're going to do in this episode is we are going to replace the U-joints to get rid of that small driveline vibration that we've got. We're going to throw some new hubcaps on it, so we've actually got caps on the car again. Spoiler alert, I f***ed that up. We're going to button up an oil leak, we're going to do an oil change, and we're going to service our transmission as well. We're going to do all of that, plus more, and by the end of all this work, not just this video, but this series of videos rather, the car will be 100% road trip ready and ready to hit the road on Power Tour next year. The dates haven't been released yet, but we know it's going to be June-ish, and the odds are pretty good it's going to be somewhere in the Midwest or in the South, because it always is. So that's what we're doing today. Well, here's your little sneak preview of the car back on caps, nice and clean. I've missed it. Haven't you missed it? I certainly did. And while completely unnecessary for Power Tour, look how snazzy the new trunk carpet is. That's not a kit, it's just a bunch of crap I bought at Lowe's. Pretty good. I bought like a 12 by 5 foot roll. They sell it right off the rack. It was only like $40. And then I bought some spray and glue and a razor blade. So all of this culminated to a cost of about $49. And it came out real good, so pretty happy with it. Allow us to put things in here without worrying about them sliding all over the metal, and just a little bit of cushion. And I feel better about putting stuff in here with carpet in here, is what I'm saying. And lastly, because it's the future. Today's Christmas Eve. I'm editing and uploading this video today, so Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all you fine folks out there.
While I'm under there, while I've got the car in the air, I'm gonna go ahead and change the U-joints as well. These ones are kind of crusty looking, and there's a little bit of vibration in the car, and I'm pretty sure it's these. When we had the dry shaft out to do the pinion, did the pinion gear, it was really crunchy, so I can't imagine that the front one is much better. And just looking at it, I can tell that's probably not going to look great. So what I'm going to do is pull the U-joint straps off the rear end. We'll pull the drive shaft out, and then we'll let it drain through the extension housing snout. What I just remembered, however, is that I didn't buy grease or a gun, so I got to run and get those real quick.
So I guess GM, in their infinite wisdom, decided the Saginaw didn't need a drain plug. It just needed a fill plug. I guess they just assumed, like most GM products, it would just leak all of the fluid out. But, ours is sealed pretty good, so I just lifted it dangerously high, and I'm letting it drip drain. And then what I'm going to do is shove a transfer pump in through the port there, and just start succulating on that. And we'll get most of it, probably. And then we'll just pump some new fluid in it and call it a day. And we certainly won't be putting that synthetic red line garbage in it. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more out of the transmission. I drained it. I used one of these cheese ball pumpy things, and I couldn't get any more out of it. So I think it's about empty. Now we're going to put the U-joints in it, grease them up, and reinstall the drive shaft so that we can fill the transmission once again. Okay, so basically what you want in your needle bearings is grease and needles and nothing else. What you don't want is what might have at one point been a bearing and is now just a cup full of rust. Even the other caps on this thing, you can kind of see a little bit of grease. Not a lot, like these were about to explode, but it still kind of looks like a bearing. This side, just literally poof, nothing left. It's kind of funny too. I just finished a conversation with my brother about, he was like, oh, Swiss Trax is bigger than you think. You never really drop stuff through it. And I was like, nope, I drop stuff through it all the time. And that was right after he dropped a bunch of dog food through it. So I just dropped a bunch of needles through it and some rust. Sorry, Tommy. C-clamp, sort of U-joint cap, so you knock the clips out and you beat the thing off. So now that I've got that side out, I can smack this side all the way through, get that side off, and then we can install the new U-joint. These are much easier to do if you have a press, but truthfully all you really need is a socket that fits in that gap there, jeez, and a hammer. And you can beat them out using your brute manly strength. If you don't have brute manly strength, you'll need a press. So the front U-joint has actually been replaced once. And I can tell that because it's got a grease zerk right there. And this one doesn't feel crunchy. It actually feels pretty good. It's just really, really dirty, so I just kind of assumed it would be just as crappy as the other one. But I think what we're gonna try here, because literally we have no reason not to try, is I'm going to clean up the grease zerk here, and I'm gonna fill it with some new grease. And I'm thinking it'll probably be okay. And if it's not, no big deal. We'll just replace it. We already have the part. No big deal. Yeah. That's cool. Less work for me. Alright, we shot some grease at it until it started weeping out of the seal and out of there. And that feels pretty damn good. I'm pretty comfortable calling that okay. And we can reinstall that and refill the transmission. It has been a couple of days. Our vibration is all but gone. It ended up just being those bad U-joints. And we just got a box from Summit Racing. So, I can't remember if I actually mentioned it on camera or not before, but I had 2 hubcaps that were stolen. So, I bought 2 more. Good thing they were plastic repros and not originals, or I'd be pretty peeved. But I got the other 2. I bought 2 more. And then we've got a Hayden fan clutch. This is a GM heavy duty. And then, to go with that fan clutch, we got a GM heavy duty 7-blade fan. And all of that is part of our attempt to keep this car nice and cool when we do power tour or just in general. In traffic, if you're sitting with the AC on, it gets pretty warm. And I'd like it to not do that. Since I daily drive this car, I'd like to not have to worry about anything like that. So, got some cooling upgrades there. I can feel the air being pulled from this side of the radiator. Even without the shroud, that is 100 times better. I don't think we're gonna have any more problems with cooling in traffic with that big monstrosity and the shroud on there, plus the clutch. So, win, win, win. One of the last things we're gonna do in this video, two things, both relating with oil. We're gonna go ahead and fix this horrendous intake bolt leak. These holes aren't blind, they go down into the valley. And there's oil in there, you know. So what's been happening is I've been ignoring it, and oil's been coming out through the threads. This one's the worst. And coming down here and coming out of there. So I thought for a second it was the corner of the intake manifold until I realized that it's not. It's all coming from up here. So there's like 3 of them that are leaking. So we're just gonna pull them out, throw some thread tape on them, put them back in to stop that leak. We'll also hose off the block with some brake clean just to make sure that leak has actually stopped. And then we'll go through and retighten all of our header bolts, because those have backed off some. You can actually see a gap on that one. We did order some new mufflers from Gibson. We're gonna give the MWAs a shot. That's the muffler with attitude. They've been out for a while. I've always wanted to try them. They're supposed to have a really unique and cool sound. So we'll go ahead and get those, and when we do, we're also going to have all the exhaust leaks fixed by the exhaust shop, just so I don't have to worry about it. But we can definitely tighten bolts by ourselves. So we'll do that, and we'll get the oil leak situation up here fixed, and then we're going to drain the oil. The only reason I'm going to bother showing that on camera, because, you know, it's an oil change, who cares, is because we put some seafoam in this block, and I wanted to kind of show you what that does. Now this oil only has like 1,000 miles on it, so it's not especially dirty or anything like that, but it's going to come out blacker than the blackest black oil you've ever seen, because it's got that solvent in it, and that picks up all those deposits and brings it down into the oil, which settles it in the pan. gasoline 1030 in it. It's got a little bit of zinc in it, which is nice. We're also going to add a zinc additive, of course, the Lucas stuff. But yeah, it's made of dinosaurs, which I like. I don't go for that synthetic garbage. This isn't a sponsor, by the way. I don't have enough clout on the internet for sponsors. I paid money for this. We got it idling now. Sounds pretty good. We're already almost up to temp. The oil's getting warm. We got 55 psi oil pressure, which is pretty good. And that's it, man. I mean, those oil leaks are all buttoned up. We got all them maintenance-y parts in there, the U-joints and the transmission service and all that. And just got some exhaust to do. But we're gonna go drop off the old oil and be done with our little project for today. Next time we'll knock some more stuff off our power tour list and we'll get cracking at her. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, every like, every comment, every subscriber. While you're at it, go ahead and click some of them buttons for me. It really does a guy a favor. And you know, well, we'll see you guys next time.